what is the meaning of a dream like this? So we will study, this sequence of information step by step. And of course, it is revealing a lot regarding relationships, because, we can see fundamental codes related also to abuse, with brothers and sisters, when she was young. So let's do this step by step. I am sitting, and Karen, her elder brother, so we see right at the beginning, she is sitting. Being sitting in a dream represents receptivity. When we are standing up, we are ready for action. When we are sitting, we are ready somehow for receptivity. So we are waiting for something, or thinking, or communicating, or working on computers, etc. But we are more receptive when we sit. Either we eat also, either we are thinking, writing a letter, working on something that is on a table, on a desk, whatever. But it will create notions of more receptivity, regarding that if you are standing up, even if you work in a store and you need to stand up for long hours, you will see that you are ready for action. That's the reason you go to see clients. Hello, may I help you, etc. There's a reason why your work needs you to stand up, because you will have also an action to do, So, and when we are sitting, even working, when we are sitting, we are more in a receptive mode, and when we are standing up, more in an emissive mode. So, and of course, both can be good, that's not a problem. Even now, if you work a lot on computers, the new way to make sure you are healthy, just organize that you have a stand desk, so you can, or just book books, whatever, or something that can, create a form of platforms where you can work also standing up and balance, instead of being always sitting all the time. It is good to make sure that we can do different position. So anyway, so here she's sitting, and so she's receptive. But she's receptive to what? And now what is happening? Her brother is, touching her breast, is committing, a form of abuse somehow, because it's not normal to do this between brothers and sisters, as we know. So why this person is dreaming of this? And I'm sure, she's probably going to watch this webinar. This will maybe reveal a lot of memories in her, and also to those who have been also, in situation where they have, or they went through certain, sexual abuse in different forms. This is a very sensitive subject to talk about, and it's important that we talk about it. There are two ways, that normally sexual abuse are manifested. There's the first one, of course, the aggressive one, where you are forced and you are raped, and this is really, really, it's a crime. It's for sure really, really difficult to handle, and the memories that are generated, needs a long time to be processed. But there's also another form of sexual abuse where, of course, the person that is, that is older, the person that has committed this is not right. But at the same time, what can happen often, and I will always remember Oprah Winfrey. Christian and I, we were touring in the United States many years ago, about 10 years back, and we were visiting many big cities during our tour. And after one of our lecture we did in the library, we just arrived after the lecture, and we just opened the TV, just before we go to bed, just to get the news, and it was a sharing from Oprah Winfrey, and she was in front of a criminal that had abused of many women, and he was in the orange suit, he was in jail, and she was visiting him in jail. It was done live in the jail. Why have you done this? What did you felt inside? And she was talking like this. It was really moving in terms of interviews. How can you create, the connection with real love, intimate, pure sexuality, which is an act of well-being, the highest act of well-being, when it is done in the beautiful conditions of love and wisdom and respect of the values. And this has happened also for, even with pedophile, young boys. We see these patterns often repeating. Those who have been abused, often they can be those who will abuse in the future, because they have recorded a sensation. They have recorded a moment where, there was a mixture of, I want you. It's a form of love at the same time. That is so bizarre, I know. It's so weird, but it's true. The person that is doing this is having too much needs of love, too much needs of emotion. And eventually, the person becomes like an animal with the forces and an intensity to really, open the door of the body of a person just to create a sensation of feeling love. It's like something. No, what I want to say is that's very difficult for the victims. Very difficult to admit this. And most of the time, they are repressing this feeling. They just think about how bad it was to go through this. But most of the time, there was a feeling of excitement and of joy in the sexual abuse. Because sexual abuse can often really start by an aggression of violence, but this is a small percentage. It starts normally with jokes. It starts normally like, you start to touch the other and you play, and then yeah, and then to do just a little like this, or it starts like this often, and it begins slowly. It's like a game. And it is, of course, terrible, because this is not right. It breaks a soul, it breaks a heart. It breaks the concepts of love also. It hurts so much because it creates a mixture of feelings. But I always remember this interview, because it was the first time, that I think this was said on TV. to a large audience like this. And it is the hidden part of this, because someone can be raped sometimes, but also they may have triggered the event. If you go in a cage of a lion and you bring meat and you just display this like this and you play with it and you dance with the meat, and you will make the lion go crazy, or the tiger will go crazy. It is the same thing with someone that has a lot of needs, a lot of lacks of love and sexuality, or a strong instincts of predator. If you are in a bar and you dress yourself with a mini skirt and you start to seduce with yes and no and jokes about sexuality, and you let men do this, you enter in this game with a drink of alcohol. When you play pools, then you have the stick, the pool stick in your hands, and you play with this, and you create archetypes, you create excitement, and you haven't seen this coming sometimes because you don't know symbolic language, you don't understand. You are also in lacks of love. So you contribute to generate, and as soon as the other wants to approach and he really wants the real thing and not the metaphysical playing with love and seduction, then you say, no, I don't want that. I never said I want that and that. Wow. But sometimes you have played with the fire. I know it's not for all abused people. I'm not saying, I know there's a percentage they can attract this because of past lives, because there's a reason, of course, definitely. And they have been doing things okay, and they were surprised, whatever. Anything can happen. But there's a game of seduction that has been played in the metaphysical dimension. Two forces have started to found themselves, and eventually there's a need of fusion. And sometimes it will be forced, which is criminal, wrongdoing, definitely, for sure. But this is important for you to teach your teenagers, to teach, young girls, young boys also about this. Because this is the problem that we see in societies now. With Me Too movements everywhere, and many scandals about sexuality, about, people that have abused, like Weinstein, this film producer from Hollywood, this is a big scandal about 50 women, whatever, and many of them are top actresses. But I am sorry, I know this Mr. Weinstein, he is not an angel, and he has abused people, and he has manipulated people, definitely. But when you are an actress and you decide to make an appointment at 10:30 p.m. in the hotel room of a man, alone with him, without your manager or without your, team around you, and you go there in a sexy, skirt, and it started at the bar for the meeting, and then you accepted to go to the room because he's a famous producer, and he's manipulating you by telling you, I have this top #1 role for you. You will become very famous, and I see you in this movie, I see you in this and that. And then you go in the cage of the lion and you have felt it. You have felt that this is what he wanted from you. You have approached the tiger. You knew he was a tiger. You felt it. He was seducing you. You were alone, sitting, no manager, only yourself. You have accepted to go there. You have a few drinks already, and then the next step is to go to the room. This is a stereotype. You should have seen it coming. And then you say you've been raped because he went to the bathroom and he came out, you know, without a towel, you know, and nude and this like that. The impulsion of sexuality, the impulsion of the desire, the impulsion of the seduction, all this has been prepared. And you have played with this energy. I'm sorry to say this. I know this is not always easy to hear this. But it is true. It is true. It is true. There are many relationships. Of course, when the woman says, no, I don't want, or the man says, no, stop, I don't want that, it should stop. I agree. But you know what? It can be, no, 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 oh, no, 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 don't do that, no, 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 I don't want that. Is this a real no? If you want no, get out, run. Run, open the door, run, scream, run, get out. Don't say, no, 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 come on, no, no, oh, it's not serious, it's too fast, it's too, no, no. Come on. Say no, but he's a producer, he's a famous producer, he's rich, very rich. You see? I'm not at the defense of this man, definitely, because he should be in jail, because he has also trespasses many times, you know, the logic, and he has manipulated like a snake. That's okay, no problem with this. But I understand this dynamics. And there are people sometimes, they use the seduction, they use it, they use it, they use it, they use it, they trigger this, they trigger an energy. And eventually when it starts to do boom at their face, they say, no, 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 this is not me. I have not pushed the button of the bomb. I have not pushed the button of the bomb. But you made the bomb. You made it. You made it with the other person. You created this boom. You see, we have a lack of understanding of metaphysics and emotions in our world. Sometimes we don't understand that a fact has always been prepared. A consequence is always linked to causes. Cause is energy, thoughts, emotions, before action. So before action, there's a process.